Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday.
How's this thing work? How's this thing working?
Welcome to our show and welcome to our rookie producer, Mr. HP. It's like his first day.
How's this working?
We've been doing this for 5 years, honey, so I don't know what's going on.
There's some different buttons here from
Yeah.
Studio A.
That's
okay.
I'm going to just not allow you to travel anymore.
That's all right.
Between studios because it just seems to be a mess every time we come back.
Hi, everybody.
But we appreciate you being here through the mess. Life is just a mess sometimes, and you just got to roll with the punches.
Just go with it.
So thank you for being here. We do appreciate it. So if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got lots of cool things to show you. We have an amazing Advent project for you that is really going to push everybody into doing something they've probably never done before, including me. And I actually really loved it. It was really fun. So I cannot wait to share that with you. We are revealing our Lil Bundle Club today, and our Shades Club. We got to talk about our Shades Club. 2 great subscription clubs.
That's right.
Something to consider as we head into the holidays and into the new year to get a little stash refresh. And of course, if you are new around here too, stick around to the end of the show because we have a giveaway at the end. We ask you a question. All you got to do is answer it in the comments, and you can win.
Win-win.
How's everybody doing in December?
Everybody's great in December.
Still my birthday month, so just saying.
Still your birthday month.
It's not my birthday week anymore, but now we're back at home in Florida, and so now it's my Florida birthday week.
They can tell when we don't have hats and scarves on.
Yes, they can tell. They usually can tell by the way I'm dressed, and you can see my hair is natural today. If you didn't know it, I do have natural curly hair. It's kind of a mess because it's kind of humid here. But
mine too. It's kind of humid.
Yeah, very humid. You got lots of curls going on, sweetie. But we appreciate you having you guys here behind us on the set. I thought, if you haven't been watching Perfect Pair, we started our Dear Santa quilt along in November, and the homework was making the trees, so I got my trees done. I'm actually a few steps ahead because I have to film ahead of time. So I've got a couple of Santas done.
What's the other one?
And then this one is Strippy Stairways from our Mixology 3 book, and very, very popular quilt. Really fun because it uses 2.5-inch strips.
Scripts.
Can't talk today.
Get it right.
And so very, very fun to do and easy. So check that one out too.
And what do I have?
You have Phoenix. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely flannel quilt. I got a new flannel line to show you guys. And it's so cozy and beautiful. And this pattern would be great for that one. But that's later in the show. So let's dive into let's talk about our winner from last week. Let's do that first.
Right.
Let's do that first. Our winner, now the question that I asked is, what was my question? Oh, what's your favorite thing about December? Besides it being my birthday month. And our winner is...
Drum roll.
Lori Pillars. Congratulations, Lori. You have won a gift card, so just email us at help@gequiltdesigns.com and we'll get you that gift card. So Lori's answer was, I love how even though there's so much going on, the pace in general seems to be relaxed and chill with family and friends.
Nice.
And you know what? If it isn't, I will totally encourage you to try to be chill and relax. This is why I do these Advent projects, because we want to get back to our really happy place, still maybe pushing ourselves to do something outside of our comfort zone, but they're all quick and easy, so you can get something done try something that's new, activate those brain cells, those endorphins, and finish something super quickly. Now, I hope you've been enjoying these Advent projects. I think the first two were kind of a big hit. I've been seeing lots of photos. Somebody just said in the comments they just made 5 casserole carriers.
That's awesome.
Way to go. That's what I love to hear. Something that comes together easy. It's super usable. It's great for gift giving to friends, hostess gifts, or even just for yourself. Something fun to do with fabric. And it does not take a long time like sometimes a quilt does. The second one with just the little Tipsy topper, like a quick little topper, and the self-binding coasters. I've gotten a lot of great comments on that. So sometimes when you do these little things, you just want to do something with cute fabric and you don't want to bind it like the traditional way because it's hard with small things. So this technique is very easy. So check it out if you haven't been following us. So that is it. So let me just remind you that our Advent projects, if you purchased our Advent box, the pattern and the video will be in your account automatically right after the show. And if you want to purchase it individually, you can purchase the pattern plus the video for $1 for an hour past after the show airs. And then it'll be $4.99, still $4.95, still a good deal. Still a good deal for a whole week. And then it goes to its regular price, $9.95, I do believe, something like that. But still great use of it. I mean, hello, if you're making 5 at a time, that's a great thing. Really,
Wow.
really great thing.
That's huge.
Yes. So one thing I did want to mention just before we kick it off here, I want to thank everybody for shopping our amazing holiday sale these past weeks. We got to be in Minnesota for some of the madness. You know, we are a small team, just so you know, I think many of you do know that. We're a really small team, but we're very mighty. So we can handle a lot of orders. And of course, when we have big events like that, we do get a little bit behind, but we are caught up. I got to sit and get some orders ready. So some of those orders I printed for you and got to pull and pack and everything. So I just like to get in there every once in a while and just...
The crowd was going wild, cheering you on.
Yeah, I loved it. So I just wanted to let you know, if you've been wondering, if you haven't seen a shipping notice, we're going to be all caught up by tomorrow, and we'll get back to our same day, next day shipping.
Getting shipped
Promise.
done. Getting shipped
We
done.
get shipped done. Yes. Well, with that being said, I think we should dive right into our Advent. Any questions off the bat?
Nope.
Advent box is a deal. You are absolutely right, because that Advent box, if you haven't noticed, we use all of our stuff. We source it a long time ahead of time, and it goes into the boxes, and sometimes those things can't be found afterwards. I did mention that some of the fabrics from our first 2 projects that we used that were in the box, we had some half-yard cuts, and we listed them on the website. I don't know what the status is. I knew they were flying out, so check it out. But we listed them as half-yard cuts because that's what you need for the project. But some of the stuff that's in the Advent boxes is exclusive, and it's the only way to get it is to order a box. Yeah. And it's just fun. Isn't it fun?
Order up. It is
So
fun.
with that being said, let's open our 3rd project for Advent 2025. Let's check our Advent box for our 3rd project. What are we having fun with today? December 9th. Let's see what's in store. Some smaller things here. Ooh, we have some embroidery hoops. Some great thread, Madeira, 3 great colors. Some ribbon, ooh, some linen, a little bit of batting. And look at this. Ooh, that's fun. And what's in the pretty bag? Oh, box. GE Designs thread snips. Beautiful. Just what I needed. Let's see what we can make. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do some thread painting, kind of with training wheels. We're going to use some stick and stitch and then do some beautiful painting and turn them into ornaments. To make the thread painting ornaments, we need just a piece of fabric that is our background, and we have a really nice linen here. I also used a thin layer of fusible, single-sided fusible batting that I have taken my piece of linen and just fused right to my batting, so that's nice and flat and ready to go. You also want to have, for these three designs, 3 colors of thread. I have brown, green, and red. Of course, for your sewing machine, you want to have a free motion quilting foot. Now this one is an open toe quilting foot, and I like to use that one. We are going to drop our feed dogs and just going to be moving things with our hands. Now thread painting is something I've always wanted to try, but the intimidation is trying to come up with a design freehand. So I found a way to use the embroidery stick and stitch pieces. So we have printed the 3 designs onto the stick and stitch. And instead of just doing hand embroidery, we are just going to do our thread painting with this one. So what I do recommend, if you're using these designs, this one is probably the easiest, the tree, and a great one to start with. And then I would say the branch, and then finish with the wreath. Now I have made all 3, and it was absolutely a blast to do this. So here you can see my tree and my wreath, but I am making a second set. So I like to use just my quilting gloves. These give me a little extra stick. And then I also like to just keep all of my designs on the same piece of fabric. So I'm going to stick them to the 3, kind of spread them out a little bit. So I'm going to just cut them apart. One other thing, you want to have nice snips. These snips came with the Advent box, so they're a little bit curved, as you can see. So we can snip that thread real close to our fabric without having the chance to harm our fabric. So I'm going to cut these apart, and there is a sticky side. There's a little backing that we're going to peel off. I'm going to put my tree in the middle, so I'm just going to find my middle here and place the tree right about there. So I'm going to peel the back side off here, which reveals that sticky side. Now this will dissolve away in water, which is great. So I'm just going to center it about here. It sticks right to anything. So you can really be stitching this to any kind of fabric. And then I'm going to do my branch here on the side. And give it a little spacing. Let's see, this should be good. And then the wreath on the other side. Now, doing thread painting is, of course, just very similar to free motion quilting. We're just moving the piece underneath a needle. Needle's just going up and down. And then we're just moving our pieces based on what we want to stitch and where we want to go. Now, just make sure those lines are just guidelines. You do not have to follow them exactly. So I just use them as a guideline. I don't really take too much care of going exactly into the lines. As you can see with my tree, there's a lot of baubles on this tree, but I really didn't add as the same amount, and I just kind of spread them out where I wanted them. So because this dissolves, you won't see the lines after we've stitched it. Nobody's gonna know where those lines were. So let's head over to the sewing machine. I'm gonna attach my foot, and then I'm gonna start with one of the colors. So you can choose whichever color you want to start with. Probably I will start with the brown. And so go through all three and do my browns. And then probably green, and then finish with the red because that goes on top. Now, as far as bobbin thread, ideally, because sometimes those threads poke through the bottom, you want to put the same color in your bobbin. So I am going to just wind a spool of each. That is very little because we don't actually use that much thread for this. And then I'm going to be ready to go. So let's head over to the sewing machine. So like I said, I'm going to start with my tree with my brown thread. Now, normally I would go through and do my brown everywhere. So I'm just going to start with my tree, which is just the little star, and then the tree trunk. So I'm going to start with my star. I'm going to just put my thread down, my needle down. I have the feed dogs disengaged, so I am going to be moving the fabric, and my needle's going to be just going up and down. So starting with just a few stitches in the same place, locking in, and so I'm just going to move and kind of do the outline of that star. You can do a few times across, and then creating the star. So then when I stop, I'm just going to clip my threads because I have scissors. If you don't, you can also just carry that thread over. So I have my star done. And if you want to, you can trim that long piece of thread right away. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to move down to do the trunk. So again, I'm just going to place my needle where I want it, down, foot down, and then start. Now I'm not just going to do the outline of the tree trunk. I'm also going to fill in by painting, just by moving my piece up and down or to the sides. But first I'm going to do the outline. And then I'll fill in. Until you're happy with it, and then there's my little tree trunk. And like I said, there's a little outline of the line, but it's okay because that is not going to be seen once this washes away. So I would do the same thing going to my branch and do all my brown. So what I did with the branch is just did the base line of all the branches, and then I went over it with a green. Even though I sometimes use the green across, it was fine. And then for the wreath, I actually stitched the brown so that I did these big leaves, and then the green, and then the red. So since I'm just going to be showing you this first tree, I am going to change my thread color and switch it to green to do the swooping layers of pine. So I'm ready to do my green. Just putting my needle in here at the top. And like I said, I'm just going to go back and forth. If I'm following the line, sometimes great. If not, no big deal. Now I'm going to just check my tree and see if I want to go over it and kind of fill in some of my spaces. Like, don't worry about the dark spots of the actual drawing because that's gonna wash away. But I feel like I need a little bit more here in the middle, so I'm gonna go back in and do a little more back and forth on those middle parts, and that'll be it. So now I'm happy with my green. I'm gonna trim my threads. As you can see, it's gonna pull a little bit together as the more thread you add. But now I'm gonna go put my red in here. Let's see if I'm gonna cut this little piece. I'm gonna put my red and add a few bobbles here and there, maybe just around the edges or maybe a few in the middle. So doesn't really matter where you put them. And those I'm just gonna do very tiny circles with my needle, and then I'm gonna stop and just move it to the next, I'll bring my foot up so I can move my needle to the next spot, and then just connect them all, and then I can trim in between afterwards. So just wanna show you before I start with my red, here's what I added for green. I just did all the leaves, and some of them I left pretty open in the middle, so they're a little bit looser, but you can do whatever you want. And then for the wreath, I just made everything look like pine, just did little stitches back and forth in between all the brown, and now going back in with the red to make the bow and all the berries. I've added some bobbles around the edges. I'm gonna just add a few more here in the middle to balance things out, and then I'll be done. So now all that's left is just trimming my threads. Now, of course, you wanna go do the other designs, do the red. So I'm just clipping my threads that I just kept connecting really close, because I made sure for each one I took a few stitches in the same spot so it locked in those threads, and we can just trim them real close. Now with my fingers, sometimes these are so short I can't get to them. Then it's really good to have a little tweezer. You can pick that up, pick the part up that you're the thread, and then hold on to it so you can clip those nice and close. So there it is, and now we're ready to finish our designs. So once you have all of your 3 designs stitched, it's time to remove the stick and stitch. So you want to soak it completely in water. You'll see it starts to become a little bit gelatinous. So I just used a very mild brush to kind of make sure I brush it all away, but let it definitely soak all the way. And then before you do anything, just let it dry really nicely, and then it just pressed it. Now your thread piece is gonna feel a little bit hard, and that's also because you added so much thread in there. But that's actually great for just a decoration like this. So now it's time to put it in our hoops. So first off, we wanna take the inner hoop and use that as a little template to cut out our backing. So I just took a piece of just a little cardstock, a little thicker than cardstock. This was a box I found I just cut out. So you want to just take your inner ring, and I just placed it and drew a template on the inside. Just drew here, and then I cut them out. So then we want to make sure that where I like to place this first, where I want it. So I have my inner ring on the bottom, and then making sure it's centered. I'm going to place my outer ring, make sure it's loosened up because it needs to fit both the batting and the fabric, and it's going to be nice and taut. You want it nice and taut. And I want also this top part to be right above the tree here. So you're kind of positioning it at the same time. You can unscrew it more to get it to lock in, and then you just push this down like that. Tighten up that hoop. And now we want to make sure that this folds inward. So you want to cut a little perimeter. Just going to use my scissors here and cut a perimeter that is about the size of this. So I'm going to go up here. You can always trim more away later. So this is, I would say, about an inch. It will also give your design that's next to it room. Like that. And so now this is just going to fold to the inside, and we're going to use that piece here to just push this in as well. So I like to push it first, my fingers. And then we use this to tuck in nice and tight as well. And if you feel like it's too big, you can trim it a little bit. But it's nice that it's tight because that's going to really help keep it nice and tight. Like that. And there we are. So all that's left is adding a little ribbon to hang our ornaments. And then I did a little bow that I just tacked right at the top here for a little decoration. I just love how these ornaments turned out. I hope you enjoyed making them, and maybe try your hand at some more thread painting. Whether you use that stick and stitch or not, they're gonna turn out beautiful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Well, there it is. I am breaking you out of your comfort zone, and probably something that nobody's done before is using that beautiful product. I called it stick and stitch in the video, but it's actually called Sticky Fabric Solvay. So these are sheets, they you can put in your printer and print whatever design on it, cut them out, and you stick it to anything. So they're literally more so made for hand embroidery you can stick it on clothes and embroider whatever. But I thought, I've always wanted to try this thread painting. Why not use that as my little guideline? It is gonna dissolve anyway, so all the lines wash away. So who cares, or who would ever know if I don't follow the lines? It's just my own little thing. So here are my 3 little ornaments that I did make. I still have to finish my one that I was doing on the video, but there's my tree started. And I just absolutely love these little things. Now, if you're wondering, I had some questions about how does this work for a pattern? What do you get with a pattern? With a pattern, you get actually the designs that you can print out on the printables if you want to try this technique, for sure. If you don't want to try it, don't buy the pattern. And it gives you a little bit of a guideline, the instructions, how much of the fabrics and batting you would need. And so this is what we use. We have 4-inch bamboo rings. We have them available in the store. We do have the Sticky Fabric Solvay from Sulky available as well. And I used the 3 colors of thread from Madeira. The colors our 779. I mean, it's really just green, red, and then a light brown. You can do anything you want. Change it up, have fun with it. 779 is the green, 621 is the red, and 676 is the brown. And then, of course, the little fabric snips that we had specifically made for the boxes that have the GE Designs logo. They are really high quality snips, I will say. I've been using them ever since. What's great about these, they have that curved edge. So when you do need to snip threads really precisely and really close, they curve so you can get really close to your fabric without poking your fabric or ever having a chance to snip into your fabric like if you were using scissors. So these very limited edition with the GE Designs logo on it are available in the store for a very limited time. We just had a few left from the boxes, so you can purchase these if you're interested. All right, so to use the back ring to hold it in. Yes, to hold, yes. So you place your fabric on top of the, I'll show you here real quick if you want to see it. So for example, now I haven't dissolved, I still have the sticky fabric on here because I want to finish my other 3, you see. That will dissolve, and then you just need to dry it before you do the next step. But for the embroidery hoops, you would just loosen up this screw here that tightens them together. Take out the inner ring, and you put that kind of on the back. So you want to center it in there. And you can use this to feel how it's going to get centered. And then you want to just expand this enough so that you can push this down, and then it's in there. It's really, really simple. Cut it out and you are good to go. The inner ring is what we use to cut out the backing little cardboard, not cardboard, it's really like cardstock that we use. So you just push that in here on the back. So you can see, I don't know, I used something that some kind of a container or a box that was for like Christmas bows, and push that in, and that keeps it really nice and neat. But you can glue it too, kind of like what you do with like cross stitch or embroidery. But this was just really fun. It really broke me out of my comfort zone. It was so much quicker than I ever thought it would be with changing colors of thread. And if you do all 3 at the same time, doing one thread color first is great. And I loved one of you guys' comments about, I used to do a lot of hand embroidery, but my hands can't handle it anymore. I'm kind of getting there too. So I love this because your hands are literally just staying put. And especially with the quilting glove, free motion quilting gloves, you really have a lot of control. And of course, these are smaller. You can always print them out bigger and do something bigger, which is going to be easier. It's going to be a little bit more work filling in areas with thread, but I really enjoyed it. So this is our opportunity to introduce you to something that you probably haven't done before, and do it with a little bit of a training wheels with the little printed stick and stitch. The templates are going to, so the artwork that we drew for this, so the pattern that you can purchase for $1 after the show will have all 3 designs in the pattern. When you print it out, you can adjust the size and how you print it out, how big or whatever. But if you print it out full 100% scale, you will get this size for a 4-inch embroidery hoop. And then you can print it on these sticky sheets. Of course, I want to tell you guys, we have great talents at GE Designs, but I want to tell you, the person that drew these up for us is our very own super talented Jody. So everybody give Jody a super shout out, because I just gave her a guideline of what I would like, and she knocked it out of the park. And I had so much fun doing this. It's something different. And it's perfect. This is the perfect time of year to just try something different, activate those brain cells, and give yourself some joy. And it's really forgiving. So, when we're doing free motion, we want to be really kind of precise and watch our, stitch length and everything. Not needed for this. You just go back over it if you missed a line, and it's really, really fun. Yes, you could do it on dish towel. Just know when you put the sticky on, if you do it on dish towels, you know, they're gonna shrink together a little bit. So just think about that. So the less stitching you do is probably better. The more stitching, it's gonna shrink together a little bit, which is why it's really good to just pop it in a hoop, because it's gonna stretch it out anyway. Yeah, Jody's getting all the love. I love it. Give her some love. Okay, any other questions? Let me know. We also, those free motion gloves, the machingers, we carry those in the store. There's a few different sizes. They are really, really helpful for this. Of course, if you want to try something a little bit larger scale, is great. But again, it takes more time to fill in larger spaces. So that's why I really like the small scale, because you don't really have to follow the lines. You just kind of, kind of go by it. And then once you dissolve that sticky Fabri-Solvi, nobody ever knew. Nobody ever knew. All right. Any questions you see, Mr. HP, about this project?
Jody props.
I know. I love it. And so this is what's great about getting the Advent box too, because you have all the stuff to just go for it tonight. And sometimes we don't have endless amounts of inventory of some of the things. We try to carry most of them, but we never know what the popularity is going to be. But who knows? We might start a new trend and start doing more of these kinds of things. We love it. So do you use an embroidery? You can use an embroidery needle. I just use my regular Microtex needle, so a sharp, because you want to poke that sharply. An embroidery needle is probably gonna stand up longer because they're used to penetrating that fabric really fast and often. But I just use the regular one. So you can either, well, if you don't have an embroidery needle, you don't need it.
Thread weight.
Thread weight, 50 weight. So 50 weight cotton is what I used. I always thought, before I ever tried any kind of thread painting, I thought we needed to have like thicker thread to fill in the spaces. But I, of course, consulted with my good friends, and I want to tell you, Brandy Maslowski of the Quilter on Fire, who is also a Madeira ambassador. I talked to her, and she recommends the 50 weight because it just gives you the right weight when your needle is moving so fast, and it's not going to cause too much trouble. And it really worked really fantastic. Really, really good. So, but I tell you, you can try all kinds of different things. It's really forgiving. There's really no rules, because we've entered the art quilting space, everybody. And then we can do whatever we want. Not that we don't do that. We do that anyway. So, but that was really fun. It was surprisingly fun for me. So, all right. Great, great, great questions. Let's move on. Like I said, the pattern, which includes the designs, are available for $1 after the show. And of course, the video will be there too for you to watch. Okay, let's go on to, it is getting close to the holidays. I know you're thinking, what is the last chance to order to ensure I get the delivery before Christmas? We have consulted with our carriers December 17th to ensure delivery before Christmas. December 17th. If you are domestic in the US, it would be the last day before to ensure that Christmas delivery. I do want to answer a couple of questions I saw on there about Echoes of Iceland. Echoes of Iceland books are slated to come in, get this, December 19th. And so the kits are being cut right now. They're going to be ready to go out as soon as those books arrive, and we'll ship stuff out. So they will start shipping on that day, and then probably take us a week or two to get all the kits out. So just know that. And then you're asking about the wool mats. We just got an updated delivery date. We're hoping that same week, maybe earlier in the week. And guess what? As soon as they land on our dock, we are turning right around to ship out our pre-orders for those wool mats. So hoping that most of you will receive them before Christmas as well. But we, of course, as we know, things can happen. There can be snowstorms and all kinds of things that will delay deliveries. But let's everybody just cross our fingers and hope for the best. They will get here. They're on their way. We just don't know exactly sometimes what day they will arrive. Okay, let's move on into our subscription club. So our newest subscription club, Goody Shades Club, just launched last month, and it's just been so crazy and wild in our life that I haven't been able to show you our first shipment of Goody Shades Club. But let me just tell you a little bit about it first before I show you. So Shades Club is a quarterly subscription, and it's meant for those backgrounds. So this is a neutrals club. And so what that is, every 3 months, you will get 3 different fabrics in a 1 yard cut. So those will be, we call it shades because we're gonna do like a light, medium, dark. And those values can, go all over the place. So what I'm trying to break you out of is using the same background fabrics over and over and over again. Just go into your solid white. We wanna create textures. We wanna discover some really fun prints that can really add something to your quilt. Because sometimes a stark white background is not going to work for some of the other fabrics you're using. And it really can make or break a quilt. You guys know this if you've been quilting for a while, that depending on what background you choose. So our first shipment went out in November. So thank you all that subscribed right away. It's always hard to subscribe to something if you can't really see or feel or what it is or you don't know, but it's really amazing. So one of the benefits of that 1 yard of the Shades Club is you get those 3 1 yards. We also give you information on how to use those 3 different shades in quilts. We show you actual samples. And then we also give you some discounts if you wanted to secure more of that exact same fabric. We promise you that we're gonna carry these in 1 yards and 3 yards as long as they are being manufactured. So we always choose a basic. We always choose something that the fabric companies are going to keep producing, at least for a while. So here goes. Our first Shades Club for November. The 3 beautiful fabrics. This is the little booklet that comes with it. They are, the light is Dotty Thatched Cream, a Moda fabric. And then we have the medium is a Surface Design Plaster, which is kind of a little bit of a dirty taupe. And then we have Seedlings in Shiitake, or Seeds, which is by Art Gallery Fabrics. The surface is, I do believe, by Blank or Henry Glass. I'll check on that later, but beautiful, beautiful prints. Now, what I'm gonna show you here. So here are the 3 1 yards. And that doesn't really tell you much until you open it up and really look at it in the quilts. So I'm going to show you the quilts up close so you can actually see it in use. And we talk about a little bit about how that creaminess of that Dotty Thatch, because it's not a pure white, it's nice and creamy, as you can see. And which colors really benefit for that warmth of the cream versus the stark white. Then we have that medium, a little taupe, and we talk about, give you information on how they work better for certain tones, like neutral, like warmer tones, more traditional fabrics. And then we call this dark. I mean, it's not really dark if you think about shades going all the way to black, but Seedling Shiitake is a nice gray, but has a brown undertone to it. So it really works wonderfully to make certain fabrics shine, like pastels and things like that. But I wanted to show you too, if you are a subscriber or are familiar with our color club, we list the color clubs that would pair really well with those 3 different shades. So that is one of the benefits to have and carry those little booklets that come with it. But let me show you the actual quilts. I'm going to show you up close. We're starting with the dark. This is Margot and using that Seedling Shiitake as our background. If you want to see it really up close, here it is. So what that does to the pastels, it really makes them shine. And it really brings out the natural color of them. Because if this was too dark, they would be too illuminating kind of. So this really keeps that natural tone soft. But if I would add white to this, it would really wash those colors out. So it really makes them shine. The next quilt is our medium, yes. And that is Alberta, where we use that surface design in the background. Now, if you're wondering, this is not Alberta. Yes, it is. It's Alberta blocks, but we laid it out differently. So a really fun, Julie made this quilt and quilted it. And I really love this one. You can see there's just a little bit of that gritty dirtiness, but it's not sharp. But look how gorgeous it is with those natural tones, those rich colors, more earthy tones. And even though these are not, I wouldn't consider these traditional fabrics, but they may be like more traditional colors. But just absolutely beautiful using this background for this quilt. And the light tone, which is our Dotty Thatched, a Moda by Robin Pickens. We used that one to make a Wanda out of a brand new line from Fig Tree Quilts, using these beautiful tones of peach and black and gray and the cream. It matches the cream great, but gives it a nice standoff because, again, a sharp white wouldn't work with all these creams, but it does match it, and then the prints will make themselves stand out. Beautiful colors, beautiful quilts. We will give you all that information here. We give you a close-up of the prints. And then, of course, you have a little coupon code to get your discount on the 3 yards. So this is Shades Club for November 2025. All right. I love this club. If you have any questions, let me know so you can subscribe to it. The next shipment will be in February 2026. And so just 4 times a year. I love the idea of it, and I hope you are enjoying it, those of you that subscribed right away. All right. Little Bundle Club. So Little Bundle Club is our kind of version of a charm pack. This is kind of goes with our Little Pattern Club, the Stripology Little Pattern Club. So let me show you the December shipment, which shipped on December 1st. This subscription goes out every other month. So it's bi-monthly, and this one, as opposed to Goodies Bundle Club, is can be a little bit seasonal because we're making fun little smaller things. So Winter Whispers is a beautiful winter line that I just absolutely fell in love with. This is, I added some basics in there because it just needed a little balance. So this is by Blank Fabrics. So let me show you all the fabrics. So what you're getting is a fat 12, so 6 inches by half width. You can use that to cut 4 5-inch squares. You can cut little strips. So we always give you an idea of what you can make with these. Part of that is our little patterns. But let me start by showing you the fabrics. The second one in here is actually a basic. This is from the Heima collection. The Heima knit in the sheep colorway. We have another basic, and that's another dotty thatched in, I don't remember what the color is called, but it's a little bit creamier than what we saw earlier, almost a tan. Then we have this really pretty winter owls that is from the collection. I just love the colors in here. They're colors of winter, but still very classic. We have a all over leaf here in this a little bit deeper tan. We have a winter scene with this beautiful deer, snowfall, and a little bit of birch trees, bringing in that beautiful brown birch trees, and you can see maybe there's squirrels and birds in the trees. Another hilly winter scene. I love these. They're so fun. Then we have the snowflake pattern, and we're going deeper into those turquoise teal colors. Just gorgeous. If you are wondering, yes, we have room for subscriptions availability for Lil Bundle Club, so you can still subscribe. This beautiful tone, look at how beautifully it works with everything. We're kind of taking this from light to dark. I like to do that. So here is our, this is like our nature scene, white print on this dark teal background. Owls, hares, bunny rabbits, there's a fox there. And then finishing it off with our darkest teal, really pretty here on the end. So this is Winter Whisper for blank quilting. We always give you a little bit of a fabric pull, really just ideas to use for backgrounds, borders, bindings, and things like that. So here they are. We're starting here with the darkest side. This is Canvas Peacock for the darkest coordinate. And on the back of the card, you will have 2 projects that we made. It will tell you which of these we used for the background, for the backing, and for the binding. So Canvas Peacock, we have Surface Design Granite, lovely in-between color. We have one print from the line. This one didn't really fit in the bundle, but I want to show you this. We love to use this for backing, so you can play with it, cut it out, do some fuzzy cutting with it. But a beautiful scene. So we have some of these in 1 yards. Loved it for the back. And then we have the creamy colors with dotty thatched in the wash linen. And the Heima knit in the wool, which is in the bundle. And then another Heima, which is lichen in the icicle. So a little kind of a silvery gray with just a beautiful wintry pattern. So they worked all really, really well with our bundle and as additions to the quilts that we made. So let me show you the quilts, starting off with our log jam. So this is from our Fast and Furious Club. This is a quilt as you go. Beautiful quilt. I'm going to show you here on the overhead too. Look how pretty that is. So for this one, we used the Heima lichen in the icicle for the background, so that then you can see those creams are really going to stand out nicely. And I just love how this one turned out. Beautiful, beautiful. And here you can see how that print here worked really well for the back. I just love how that turned out. So this is log jam. The accent, like I said, the background is the Heima lichen icicle. Winter Whispers patchwork is for the back, and then the binding is the Surface Designs teal. And for our little pattern, for our Lil Pattern Club, Little Winnie, here is Little Winnie in this beautiful bundle. I love this one. Beautiful colors. And using that Heima for the background, Heima knit in the wool. And for the backing, we use that same color, suede blue-green for the backing. and the top. In our little booklet, we have the long arm patterns we used. We used Midnight Sparkle for the Winnie, and Evergreen Forest would be another great one to use. Of course, our Logjam is a quilt as she goes, so no quilting needed. So that is our little bundle club. And at the same time, usually our day to release our Little Pattern Club, Stripology Little Pattern Club, and Little Winnie would be tomorrow on the 10th of each month, every other month. But guess what? You already have it. I wanted to give you that little extra. Since we are showing the Little Bundle Club now, you already have that pattern and video class in your account. You can purchase that individually. If you didn't purchase the whole pattern club up front, you can do that individually. And that is available now. All right, we are running long here today. Lots of stuff to share with you. So I thought I would just show you some fabric that we got in. I talked to you about at the beginning of the show that I have some flannel to show you. So let me show you this beautiful line from Northcott Fabrics. It's called Haberdashery. Very cuddly, beautiful flannels, but in very masculine, modern colors. So let me show you. Starting off with this beautiful geometric print. Love this one. This one we also have in some bigger yardage pieces if you wanted to use it for borders or for backing even. We have that available. Starting here, and then we're going to kind of go from light to dark. Next up is this light gray with the black pattern little squares in it. Some of them are filled in. Going into a little bit of a darker gray here with diamonds, little squares and triangle tossed around. I just really love this. I already have a plan for this line, you guys. That's how my brain works. This next one goes into a little bit more of a brownish taupe on the background. And I love these little circles with a strip in the middle. What does this remind you of? This shape with the ball, Mr. HP. It's not like, a little bit like pool balls.
Pool balls. Acorns a little bit.
Yeah. And then we have this beautiful, it looks like a wool print, a little chevron print, nice medium color. Going into a little darker, a little larger graphics on this one, but I love the addition of this camel and this medium brown on here. It just warms things up so nicely. We have another plaid that looks like a wool tweed. Beautiful, nice scale there. Then we have this beautiful camel brown. Look at that. It's so nice and warm. I love the tone of this. This is a 12-piece bundle. And here we have kind of a mix of the colors. We have the grays, the lights, and the darks, and then a little bit of that beautiful brown in there. And a darker we're going from light to dark, so we're going into a little bit darker gray here, charcoal gray. This is a very similar print to this, but you can see it's more spaced out. So that's what I love, the variety in here. And a smaller scale, just those small little squares in gray, and then the brown and light gray. And then we finish it off with a charcoal texture. It looks like a wool texture. I don't know if you can see it. So it's not a solid, but it's a beautiful darkest hue to this. So this is Haberdashery. I don't have any 1 yards to show you with it. That we do have some basics in flannel that work great. But again, we have those too. And actually another version of this reddish brown, you'll see that here in the image. We do have a wide back that came with this. Do you want to put that one up? That one is a beautiful texture. This is actually a Moda. This did not come with this, but this is a Moda wide back from Primitive Gatherings that I think would work perfectly with this collection as well. So a 108, and we have it in 3 yards and some 2 yards. So Haberdashery flannel by Northcott Fabrics. So that's our fabric. I had another line to show you, but you know what? I'm just gonna save it till Friday because it's already over an hour. We've been talking too much. That's what happens in December. You just have too much fun, too much going on.
You don't talk too much.
I love it. So any questions, let me know. Beautiful haberdashery. I think this would work in so many fabrics. I already have a plan. I'm gonna make a 2.5-inch strip pattern with it. So I'm chopping mine up into strips. Yes, you can do strip quilts with flannel. It's beautiful. Nice and cozy. All right, so we're going to finish with our giveaway question. So did we have this question already? I feel like we have this question already. Yeah, so I'm going to come up with something totally different.
Go for it.
Because we're getting close to the holidays. And so we all have different traditions based on how we grew up, where we grew up, whatever your family came up with, sometimes super random. But those little things, those little traditions become our favorite. So I'm going to ask you this. What is your favorite Christmas tradition that you have in your family? It can be from growing up or from now, something you created. So I want to tell you this because if you've been watching us for a while, I've talked extensively about our Icelandic Yule lads that come to visit children's homes. They put their shoe in the window, and there are 13 of them. And guess what? The first one is about to come on Thursday. So me and Johan had an extensive talk today. And he's making plans. He already put his shoe in the window just to be safe. He just wanted to be safe. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. I know I won't get anything for 2 nights, but it's there so I don't forget. He's very excited. So shoe in the window shoe goes in the window on the 11th of December in Iceland. But I'd love to hear your little quirky, doesn't have to be quirky, but your favorite little traditions during the holiday season. Let us know in the comments, and we'll draw a winner from all your comments next week. Our show next week will be on December 16th. That's going to be our 4th and final Advent project. And that's going to be at 4 p.m. Central Time. And then we are here this coming Friday, December 12th at 12 noon. So you get to see lots of fabrics since we had to cut one from the show today. Yeah. But that's all good. I hope you enjoyed the Advent project. Remember, if you want to get yourself that pattern with the designs, $1 for an hour after the show. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Step into the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way. Quilting with the beat, you feel that heat. We're the rulers of the strips, every inch so neat. Lay your fabric here, lay it right here. Cut it right there, cut it right there. Precision in the rhythm can't help but stare. From morning to night we cut and we care. Every quilt a masterpiece, nothing can compare. Home of the Stripology, feel that vibe. GE Designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right. Quilter's paradise, sewing in the moonlight. Measure once, cut twice, that's the funky rule. Stripology magic, yeah, yeah, it's hella cool. Turn that fabric loose, make it strut and stroll. We're jamming with the quilts in control. Oh, everybody now, lift up those strips, lift up those strips. Feel the Stripology, adding flair to your life. From edge to edge.